how to bring academics to solve real world problems. And one of the things that I really liked about Carnegie Mellon's program was that it was not some ivory tower type program, but it was one that how do we bring this to life? And then after Rahul graduated, he had the opportunity to join pretty much any company he wanted in the world. And I wouldn't have been upset if he had chosen a different path. But one of the things he said is, I think that here, we can actually not just write reports, but we can actually help people to implement. We can actually make a bigger difference at Customized Energy Solutions. And so, so I appreciate, Rahul, your faith in our company from your joining in 2004. So we were a 6-year-old baby company at that point. We had 7 or 8 people. We were just figuring out sort of what some of our business models were going to be. Rahul started out managing our demand-side response programs, and quickly, started talking about energy storage and some of the ideas. And we got a project up in New York into compressed energy storage and saying, hey, how could this work? And so we went from there to where we are today, with energy storage being a critical part of the energy industry. And then I also wanted to welcome Dr. Satish Agnihotri and
in Delhi and Karnataka, we're seeing between 90 and 97% of households getting subsidized or free electricity. That is clearly not the poor. That's not even just the middle class that has gone further. I would now like to turn to Dr. Dr. Agnihotri for some thought. You mentioned pump sets. So this is also another question. Okay, you'll come to that. But I've talked to people in the state that created the pump set farmer issue. First, that state said free pump electricity for farmers. Fine, because as somebody points out today when it's in the courts, well, one person's free is another person's support. So what's a freebie? Then it was an engineer, SEB head, who in that state said, well, if the farmers are getting free power, then why do I need a meter on them? That's a waste of money. And that little bit of cost saving right there has led us down a path that is hard to control C. So we're not able to undo that manifestation. Dr. Agnihotri.
Pardon me if I will be a little candid. I have left government quite some time back, and I am in academics. And also I go to the field because our students go and spend 2 months in peak summer in a preferably backward village, and they stay with non-rich household. That tells you the fundamentals of what Bharat is. India is what I think we have been talking about. I'll just go a bit down the memory lane as Dr. Dev also did. Incidentally, my PhD is in gender disparities, not renewable energy. But then that sensitized me to the fact that if there is only one bulb in the house, it will never be in the kitchen. Okay? Because when my colleague was implementing this 7 million solar reading lamp project, we started with 50,000, went to 100,000, then 1 million, and then 7 million. Many of those solar reading lamps would go bad because either some vegetable or dal will fall on it, or the lamp will fall in some dal. We said, how come that's happening? No, so we're sitting in the kitchen and studying. Why were you sitting in the kitchen and studying? Because there is no lattu, there's the bulb. And mother said, if you are studying anything, please come here and sit. So it was an eye-opener. Incidentally, I learned fixing a bulb before I did my PhD. And that fixing a bulb literally involved picking up a bucket of shit, yes, human waste, because we were trying to do a biogas plant run on human waste. And no one wanted to pick up the bucket first, and that was my moment of reckoning. If I don't pick it up, no one else is going to follow. And it's